What's up, YouTube? This is going to be our guide on how to use Raging Bolt in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be providing competitive movesets and some fun me movesets too. If there's a Pokemon you'd like to see me cover, put it below in the comment section of the video. If you enjoy these, you get yourself thinking, drop a like, and let's get into it. So Raging Bolt is a really cool Pokemon, and it has got some pretty wild stats, types, and a new move. So let's have a look at it. So we've got a massive thumping health base there of 125. We've got 137 base in attack too, which is some, pretty wild stats. The stat that's a little bit shaky is its speed stat, which is 75. However, it does get a new move called Thunderclap. So what Thunderclap is, it's an electric special move. We've got 70 base power, and obviously, it's an electric sucker punch that's special. So the opponent has to attack basically for you to land your trap. But that's pretty momentous for a Pokemon that doesn't have the greatest speed in the world, but a very, very big special attack stat. Sort of you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of King Gambit with Sucker Punch. So anyway, let's have a look at this set. So I definitely feel you can run a Calm Mind set and have some pretty good success here. This is pretty straightforward. So we've got Calm Mind here to boost up the special attack and special defense, mainly go for special attack. I've given it Thunderclap. So Thunderclap's got 70 base power. And, with Terra Electric, that's going to be hitting really, really nicely too. So after one Calm Mind, you're doing some, really nice damage. I've got Dragon Pulse there, and I've also got Solar Beam. So obviously this is going to be very, very good on a Sun team, because that allows you to have Solar Beam so you can hit ground-type Pokemon, and Solar Beam's got some really good base power too. So that covers all those ground-type weaknesses. The item I gave was Boost Energy too. If you're running Sun, you probably could get away with like Life Orb or something like that. That could definitely work. If you're still worried about losing your boost or anything like that, you can have Boost Energy. But if you're not running in the Sun, that could work as well. You could give it something silly like, if you really want to boost up your electric moves, you could give it something like silly like Magna, something like that. That could work too. But so this Thunderclap move is very, very good, because you could even build this as, I've given it Timid Nature and max special attack, but you could build that as modest too, and it would still be pretty good for sure. The only thing is, when you do that, you're very, very reliant on Thunderclap then, and it can get very easy to work around. You just, the opponent just has to use a status move basically, and then they can get around it. So just bear that one in mind there for sure. As for Terra, I think that Electric is probably its best Terra in general, all around. You could do Dragon on there as well as another option, but I like Electric on there. I think it's pretty good. You do have some other moves like Ancient Power and things like that, but yeah, I think running this on a Sun team would be probably get the most out of it, and you can make use of like Solar Beam and there's other cool moves too. So another way you could run this as well is with Choice Specs, and this thing drops really, really hard with Choice Specs. So got to be running this in the Sun, obviously. So we've got max special attack and max speed. I've given it Modest Nature. It does have enough bulk to be able to live a hit as well, which is kind of nice. So we've got Choice Specs. That's going to give us a 1.5 boost in special attack. Plus we've got its abilities. That's going to give us a further 1.3 times there in special attack. So we've got Thunderclap. You could definitely have Thunderbolt on there if you don't like being locked into a move that you have to have an attack used on you and only 8 PP. You could absolutely change that to Thunderbolt if you wanted to. Weather Ball is pretty cool, because that's going to give you a fire move on a Sun team, which is going to give you some extra coverage. Draco Meter with Choice Specs is always very good. It allows you to at least fire off 2 of them before you got to swap. And then we got a little bit of pivoting here with Volt Switch. So I think that'll work rather nicely myself too. So yeah, you could absolutely go for that moveset. I feel like that's a pretty solid moveset. It's going to work probably best all round. You'll probably get the most out of that. Even in doubles, I reckon that would work pretty good. If you want to go for a Choice Spec set, I reckon that would be pretty decent. If you're running a Sun team, of course, that would work nicely. Now, I've got to mention this. it does get Rising Voltage, but I don't think many people are really going to use this, but I wanted to mention it anyway. So it does get Rising Voltage, so with Rising Voltage and Electric Terrain in the field, it's going to have 140 base power electric move, and I figured you could give it Electric Seed as well, so they'd give it another defensive boost there. So if you got a... say you got like Miraidon, that would be a nice way to set up, like any sort of way to set up Electric Terrain would be good. You mean you could do it yourself if you really wanted to, but probably better with like something like Miraidon. And then you've got Rising Voltage at 140 base power. That's going to hurt a lot. And Terra Electric. Dragon Pulse, Thunderclap, anything that outspeeds you. And of course, you could Solar Beam it if you're using it in the sun too. So you could set the sun up with like Torkoal or Ninetales or something like that. And, you know, you've got... some options there. So I just thought I'd mention Rising Voltage because I don't think many Pokemon actually even get that move at the moment. So it's kind of a nice move. It's just the problem is it's just a shame because I've given it Timid Nature and Max Special Attack, but it's still not that fast. So you're going to sort of struggle to use that move. But I thought it was sort of worth a mention there too. Let's have a look at some doubles here. So like I said, you know, I was talking about that Choice Spec set. I think this is going to work nicely in doubles too. So we've got Thunderbolt. That's going to be great there. And we've got Thunderclap. I feel like you can double up on those moves because you can Thunderclap anything that's faster and then Thunderbolt anything just for like some extra damage, or you can follow up. You can go Thunderbolt, then Thunderclap. Any ground type Pokemon that come in, you can go for a Draco Meteor. And that's going to do some good damage. And then you've got a Jetpack to eject you out of there. So maybe on your team you've got a fake out Pokemon that you can swap in, you know, or a counter. You can get the momentum there and take out that counter, maybe that ground type that's stopping your Raging Bolt from sweeping. So that's another way you can run it. The other move I gave was Protect as well. So this is more of an offensive set. So we've got max special attack and max speed and modest nature. You could, for argument's sake, you could run this bulky as well. You could like give it max health and don't worry about its speed. You could even try and run it in Trick Room as well. So I could see that working. It might be a little bit faster, but you might be able to get around it. So that's another way you could actually run this Pokemon with a Jetpack, which is pretty cool, and Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor is going to hit really, really hard too with you know, all that special attack. I've given it Terra Electric. You go Electric Dragon. I feel like Electric's probably going to be the best one on there because let's be real, most of the time you're either going to be using Thunderclap or Thunderclap, right? So let's have a look at the next one. This is more of an experimental set. It does have a couple of moves that you can, like spread moves that you can use. So you've got Discharge, so you could definitely partner up with a ground type Pokemon. That could work. So you've got that Discharge. You've got Hyper Voice as well. It actually gets Hyper Voice, so you could opt for something like Terra Normal, Throat Spray, Hyper Voice. It also gets Snarl too, so that's another way of... That's probably more of a supporting move. And then you've got, which you could also activate Throat Spray, and then you've got Protect on top of that as well. If you don't like Snarl, you could have, you know, Dragon Pulse on there or something like that. If you wanted to just have a dragon move. So that's another way of running it, just a little bit different. So you've got that Terra Normal, and then you've got Hyper Voice too. You could even have like another partner have like Dragon Cheer and you know, boost up your Dragon Pulse. So that could work as well. So that's another option for doubles. I might see if I can do another set, see if we can get like a fully supporting set. I'll do that in a sec, but that's more of a supporting set. If you don't want to run like any special attack EVs, if you like want to run it like bulky, you could as well. So you could go like something like Bold, make it quite defensive, and then you're still going to hit kind of hard, and you're going to have some extra bulk there too. Discharge kind of nice because you might be able to spread some paralysis you know, at the same time. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on some of the double sets. You got anything else there? I feel like most of the time it's going to be like just a special attacking set or a choice spec set. They seem to be like probably the best sets this Pokemon can use. We got a Pimnite special. Let's have a look at a Pimnite special, and then we'll do some counters and some teammates and some other thoughts and things like that. So we got a Pimnite special. It's a physical set, so it does get Dragon Hammer. It's one of the rare Pokemon that gets Dragon Hammer. We got Supercell Slam, Charge, and Thunder Wave with a Bright Powder. So the whole idea of this set is we want to go max attack and max speed EVs, Adam and Nature. So maximizing our attack. Now, I've got the power of Bright Powder and Thunder Wave, so we can charge up while the opponent is paralyzed or they miss, and then we can get those massive Supercell slams right off there, as well as a couple of Dragon Hammers if any, ground types come in. Got that ability. You can set a Sunny Day up there, and, you get that beautiful boost in special attacks. So you probably want to have something like a low, probably not 0, but have a low special attack stat, so you can get at least a 1.5, 1.3 in your attack. So there you go, a beautiful Pip-Boy special for you. Let's have a look at some teammates and stuff now. So for doubles, let's go Venusaur. Venusaur would be quite nice. I'm thinking like Sun Pokemon. So we've got a Chlorophyll Sun Pokemon, which would work really nicely. So you've got like Sunny Day and stuff like that. That works really nicely. Another one, of course, Torkoal is going to be great there. Just automatically setting the sun up. That's going to be a good partner. You are both weak to ground, which is a little bit of an issue, but I still think that's okay. I think that, Landorus is going to be quite good as well, being a flying type Pokemon. You could go, obviously I'll go Theorem Form, so yeah, that'll work well as a nice partner, so you can swap that into any ground type moves. That could be definitely good, and you can get an Intimidate off too, so that could work well as a extra partner and stuff like that. I think Fluttermane will make a good partner as well. Some of those are working singles too as partners. Now, Fluttermane is actually quite a good counter for this Pokemon because it's a good teammate, and it's also a good counter because it's got high special attack and speed, so it can threaten it can threaten Raging Bolt with a Moonblast, and that's most definitely going to feint it for sure. So yeah, that's a very, very good counter. You can hit Fluttermane with Thunderclap, but you're going to need some boost up in. You're either going to need a boost here or like a Calm Mind boost up and a Terra Electric to actually do some, damage to it, because it's got a fat special defensive stat. So just bear that in mind. But if you want to finish it off, you could Thunderclap. You could clap them cheeks pretty easily. So that could definitely work too. Another counter would be Dragapult. Dragapult is very, very fast too, and that could outpace and live that Thunderclap and end you for sure. We already talked about this, but of course, Landorus, being a ground type is going to be very, very hard to get around that. The best you could probably do is land a Dragon Pulse or something like that, but you're going to have to take like an Earthquake before that. So that's definitely another good counter for sure. Singles, I'd say a good Pokemon alongside it would be, even doubles too. Rapid Strike would be good because you can get around those ground type Pokemon. That'll handle them. So that's another good partner there as well for singles and doubles. Okay. As for, I was thinking, where were we here? I was thinking like for Trick Room, right? Let's think Trick Room. So we've got Draco Meteor. I guess that's okay. So you could have like a room service set here. So room service you could use to like drop its speed. Let's adjust that to quiet and make it like super tanky. So you could do that and try and get obviously as little IVs and speed as possible. So you've got Quiet Nature, then Room Service. So Room Service is going to give you a stage drop in speed. So that's going to make it like a viable Trick Room Pokemon for sure. So you've got Thunderbolt and Draco Meteor. You could definitely adjust that to Dragon Pulse there, so you don't have to swap or anything. It could be handy having Thunderclap too, just in case you verse any opposing or slower Pokemon. And as for another special move on there, you could just have like, I think Terra Blast Grass would be okay too, because that would allow you to, that would at least allow you to hit ground type Pokemon, so that could work as an option. Terra Blast Grass. Water could work too, like Terra Water. Terra Fire might be interesting too if you're running that on a Sun team, so that's something that could work too. Just bear in mind you wouldn't have much to do to any ground type Pokemon, so you could have Terra Grass wouldn't be too bad on there, I'd say. Go with Terra Grass just for coverage regions. So that's another one you could do. So you could definitely run that in Trick Room. That's an option. It's got such a big health stat as well, which could definitely work. But let's have a look at some more options here. Okay. Think about this Pokemon. It doesn't learn like a super huge amount of moves either. So let's have a look at the status moves. So I'm thinking Carmine. Maybe you could make like a bulky set here. We're gonna swing back. We talk about a fair bit of doubles. We're swinging back to maybe a single set here. I just want to have a look at this if it's even viable. So it gets Carmine, so you might be able to make a Yeah, you could make a defensive, like a slow boosting, like defensive set. So yeah, that's not bad. So you've got like max health and max defense there, bold nature, so that could work. And you've got Carmine. It doesn't get any way of healing, which sucks. So you might have to go for like a Resto Chesto. Let's see if we can do a Resto Chesto set. And then we pick out like 2 moves. So obviously you'd have Thunderclap on there because you'd want to go first. So you'd have Thunderclap. Oops. And probably just Draco Meteor for coverage. So you could do something like that. I don't think there's any other like better suited moves there. Yeah, you could have Dragon Pulse on there. I would have Dragon Pulse or not Draco Meteor. Yeah, so Dragon Pulse or yeah, that'd be good. So that way you could have like a really tanky set and a way to heal yourself. You can't really fit like Carmine, Rest, and Sleep Talk on this. So that's another way. That's just another way of like running it if you want to do something different like that. I'm trying to think of what else it could have, because it doesn't get it actually really doesn't get that many moves to use with, right? So we'll have a look at that. So that's a bulky Carmine set. Okay, let's bring up those moves again. See what we can come up with here. It does get Taunt. I think it's too slow to make use of Taunt. It does get Sup as well. It actually gets Dragon Cheer too. So that's maybe another. Maybe you could implement this onto like another in doubles. But I feel like most of the time you're going to be using your big special attack stat instead of using Dragon Cheer as a support style set. You know what I mean? So we got Electric Terrain. It could set up Electric Terrain with like Terrain Extender or something like that, but I don't know. Like, is there any? I don't even think we have like. Yeah, we got Pincurchin. Here we go. So Pincurchin could be interesting. Like, you know that Rising Voltage set. So you could have Electric Pincurchin with like a Terrain Extender. And you could have this Rising Voltage set. At least you'd be able to, use that right away. So Pincurchin could be a cool option there if you want to do that. Just thought I'd mention that. It's not bad. Terra Flying wouldn't be too bad on this either, because most of the time you're going to get hit by a ground move or a Dragon or Fairy move. So it's not a bad one to use on there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's very barren. You might be able to make use of a sub Carmine set. You could go for that. Let's have a look at its special moves now. Let's discuss some there. It does get Ancient Power. So Ancient Power doesn't really give you a huge amount of coverage. It's more of like a luck-based move. So maybe if you wanted a filler move, you could put that. We went over Discharge. You might be able to use that with like a Volt Absorb Pokemon or a Ground-type Pokemon. Stuff like that. That could work. Draco Meteor, that works very nicely on Spec Set. Dragon Pulse if you just don't want to use Draco Meteor. High Voice, that'd be good for doubles. We had a look at that. Terra Blast. Yeah, you'd probably be using maybe Terra Blast. You could have Fairy on this too. Like, you could have Terra type Fairy. That would be kind of cool if a Dragon move was used against you. So, that could be a possibility. We had Weather Ball. Weather Ball, it was cool for like a Sun team, as is Solar Beam. So they could definitely work. Volt Switch could work on there nicely. Charge Beam's too slow. Electro Ball. I don't think you could make use of Electro Ball. It doesn't have agility or anything like that. Electro Web's actually interesting. It's very like support style. You might be able to do like Electro Web, Electro Ball. That'd be like an interesting set. And then we've got like Hyper Beam, Shockwave, Snarl. Snarl's probably better for just a support move. And then we got like Thunder. Oh, it gets Zap Cannon. Man, we gotta have a look at this. Man, you got to use Zap Cannon. All right. You could use Zap Cannon on a Gravity team, right? If you've got a Gravity Pokemon. Let's say, for example... Let's get rid of that Rising Voltage set for a second. Who's got Gravity? Gravity... How about a flying Pokemon? Flying Pokemon, Gravity. Oh, okay. We got a Gravity Landorus, right? Check this out. So we got Gravity Landorus, and then we got a Zap Cannon, a Zap Cannon Raging Bolt. That'd be like absolutely brutal. Like imagine a Zap Cannon landing off that. That'd be crazy. So got any other low accuracy moves here? It's got Thunder. I wonder if you could. Nah, you probably couldn't run this in the rain. I don't know. Like, could you run this in the rain? I don't know. Like I know obviously you're running in sun and stuff like that because of the ability, but I don't know. Hear me out on this one. Let's have a look if it's viable. So it does have Thunder. That's good in the rain. So we're gonna do a rain meme here. We got Weather Ball, so that works in the rain. So we're just gonna like completely forego its ability, all right? So we'll have Boost the Energy on there. We'll give that so that way we at least get our boost. So that's fine. So let's say for example we've got we'll do Timid on there. So we've got Thunder Weather Ball. So just pretend we're in the rain right now. It's very rainy. Dragon Pulse or let's give it a Dragon Pulse, and then we've got so you've got Weather Ball's going to be a water move. You got Electric move, a Dragon move. That's pretty good coverage. I guess you just give it Thunderclap as well. Yeah, that would I don't know. Like you could do a surprise rain team. Like that could work, you know. And then you could go. You either go Terra Electric or you could go Terra Water to power up that Weather Ball. That could work as well instead of running it. Be a reverse team in the rain. But yeah, people, I think that pretty much wraps everything up for Raging Bolt. I don't think I've got too much more to add there because it doesn't get that many, you know, it doesn't get that many more moves and stuff on it. I think I showed you these are the physical ones if you want to have a look at the memes and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty terrible on that side. To sum everything up here, it's got very nice bulk. It's got a nice special attack set. I feel what lets it down is its speed stat. I know that it does have Thunderclap there, but it can be predictable and easy to work around. But I still think this is going to be a really good Pokemon for sure. This Choice Spec set is pretty crazy for sure, and you might be able to do some cool stuff with Trick Room. And yeah, in the sun, it's going to be very, very good too because it's got a lot of moves that it can use like Solar Beam and Weather Ball and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Raging Bolt. If you got any more to add to that, go for it in the comment section. If this helped you out, got you thinking, drop a like on the video, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.